Rolling shutter might be a bigger issue than you think. Let me explain. You see, I had both the A7 IV and the A7C II and replaced them with the A7R5 and the A7CR, and I completely sold the ZVE10, all because of the same reason, rolling shutter. In the case of the A7 IV, I thought it was going to be a perfect camera, but one day I decided to take it out with a 150 to 500 Tamron lens and do some wildlife photography. The problem is, when I got out there to 500, any little movement in my lens would just make the birds or whatever I was trying to photograph or video just turn to jello. So it pretty much was unusable in that scenario. And the ZVE10 and the A7C II, I was trying to vlog with them. And because the stabilization is not as good as it should be, and the rolling shutter, it just made it unusable for vlogging. Every little step I took, the camera would shake, and then it would try to catch, the stabilization would try to catch back up, and when it would do that, it would just make this big, waving motion throughout the whole image. I don't have any examples to show you in this video, but if you go back and watch my A7C II versus the Zoo video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Every little step I took, even using a Sony branded lens, you could see this big wobble effect going on. And the reason the A7R5 and the A7CR are better rolling shutter is because they do line skip video. And because of that, the readout speed is faster in their video modes than the oversampled A7C II and A7 IV. Also, I just want to point out that if you're taking photos with the electronic shutter and you have a slower sensor readout speed and you have artificial lighting, LED lights, you're in the gym, anything like that, you're going to get banding. You're going to get banding. So just know that as well. I experienced that firsthand with the A7R5. Took a whole bunch of shots in electronic shutter because I didn't want to listen to the shutter sound. Got them back in the Lightroom. They all had banding in them. I was in a gym, so I had to wash all those photos. So only you can decide whether rolling shutter is going to be a big issue for you or not. And the only way to figure that out is through trial and error. But just in my experience with those few cameras, it wasn't a big deal until it was a big deal. And it made all of those cameras virtually unusable for what I was trying to use them for at that particular moment. And of course, there's always a workaround. For that big old telephoto lens, I could have used a monopod and probably got better results. And for the A7C II and the ZVE10, I could have used the gimbal if I wanted to vlog with them. But to be honest with you, when I wanted to take a shot, I want to take a shot. I don't want to have to stop, pull out a monopod, stop, pull out a gimbal just to combat rolling shutter. That's just not going to happen unless I plan for it in advance, which most of the time in my life, that's not going to happen. But of course, those are just my experiences. Yours might be totally different. So hopefully that might be helpful to you. I don't know. If it has, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you want to. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.